estimates like to use an aging schedule to evaluate the allowance for doubtful accounts. In other words, they're trying to figure out which receivables be collected and which ones cannot. As they age them, the argument is if it's been a long time, say half a year or a year, less likely to pay, less likely to find them. And so, but if it's just was out last week, maybe more likely to collect. So let's go ahead and open up the lab and evaluate that. And so let's go get that data. And we'll go ahead and hit enter, and we can see customer name, the invoice amount, and the due dates. And so it's providing that information. I'm going to ask it to provide a data dictionary. It's got a lot of these things here. I just want to make sure that the way I understand it and the way it understands it is the same. These are essentially 200 customers, each with different amounts and different due dates. And so we're going to ask it, we're going to perform some analysis to calculate the days outstanding. So there we have customer, invoice date, and due date. So here we have a name, we've got a number, and we have a date. So that all looks good. So next thing we're going to do is ask it to calculate the number of days it's been outstanding. So we have the day that it was made, the transaction occurred, or we had a credit sale, and now we want to know how far that is between then and the end of the year. Usually the end of the year we're going to use that. Auditors are interested in that. We're interested in that as we do our adjusting journal entries. And so now we can kind of see the number of days outstanding. So if you take 12/31/2028 and subtract December 2nd, you're going to get 29 days. And so you can kind of see it did that for all of the transactions. The next thing we're going to ask it to do is to create a histogram. And this histogram is going to provide essentially a frequency of how many appear in each of these buckets. So typically use 0 to 30 days for a month, second month 31 to 60 days, third month 61 to 90, and so essentially we're performing a histogram and trying to determine. So this is just how many are in each. It's not the amount, it is the total. And so next thing we can do is calculate the invoice totals by customers. So sometimes they have more than one. And so we could provide that here. And so we could just calculate it by customer. Maybe what we're trying to do is assess, hey, are they paying some and not paying others? And so we could work for that detail. So what we can also do is ask for some specific detail on specific customers. So there is one customer called Putnam, and Putnam has some invoices outstanding. So we could use that to just see which ones they have outstanding. So here's the ones they have, and you can see a number of transactions, and we can look and see how many days late they are. We could also, we have the due dates here. We didn't ask it, but could ask it to also provide not just the due date, but also, how many days outstanding. A lot of times when we do an aging schedule, we're very interested in the total. And so let's go ahead and ask, please provide the amounts in total for each bucket. And maybe I'll go back up here, and our buckets are our bins. We'll just say we want it for this group. So notice this is a count, so this adds up to 200. But now I'm interested in the amounts, the total invoice amount. And so let's go ahead and say provide the invoice amount in total for each bucket and see how it does there. So now instead of a frequency, it's going to provide the total. And then a lot of times what accountants do is they go and multiply that by some percent that they've experimented with and try to get an allowance for doubtful accounts. So we can kind of see the number in each group, and we could certainly provide a histogram now. So if we do a visualization, we could ask it to output. Let's go ahead and say, please provide a bar chart with days outstanding and total amounts. And maybe just to make sure it's referred to the last one, I'm going to say days outstanding, total amounts as just computed. So here's going to do the bar chart for me, and so it'll be just kind of in this same form, but now a bar chart. And so there's that total in terms of a bar chart. You know, you could go right here, instead of asking it to download, you could just click on this and download the chart, and it would show up there. That works quite well. We could also ask it to then display the prompts. And so just provide that. So you see there's a number of things we can do, and we can change it up and ask it to do different things, and that works out just fine.